Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in today. So I've just connected it to YouTube, and now we will, today we will try and summarize the last 10 chapters, actually, not 9, 10 chapters of sixth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and thereby we will conclude it today. So let me do short invocation and then we can begin. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Adhyanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so we'll be continuing our discussion from chapter 10 today, and the battle between the demigods and the Asura. Just to give you a little background, that King Indra, surrounded by his entourage and opulences, sitting on the throne with his wife, did not offer obeisances or respects to his spiritual master, Bruhaspati, when he entered the assembly. From there, Bruhaspati had immediately disappeared from that place. Indra, realizing his offense, tried to find his spiritual master, Bruhaspati. However, he could not find him anywhere. So they approached, demigods headed by King Indra approached Lord Brahma to find out a solution, because they need a spiritual master to guide them. So actually, because they don't have that time, they didn't have spiritual master at that time, the demons became victorious and they occupied the throne. So then they went to Brahma. Brahma advised that they should approach Vishwarupa, son of Tvashta, approach him and accept him as their spiritual master. And Brahma also mentioned that Tvashta's mother is the daughter of demons, and Tvashta is somewhat inclined and favorable to demons. You must tolerate, his inclination towards demons. So demigods accepted Vishwarupa, son of Tvashta, as their spiritual master, and Vishwarupa then instructed King Indra in the special mantra called Narayan Kavacha, which is a shield. By chanting the various names of the Lord. The entire body is protected. He also conducted various sacrifices, and thereby Indra regained all his opulences. However, Vishwarup was secretly offering some of the oblations in the sacrifice for the benefit of demons, and also he's giving a share of the fruit of sacrifice to demons secretly. When Indra came to know that this is happening, Indra you know uh, killed um, Vishwarupa. Uh, so he cut off the three heads of Vishwarupa. Uh, and Vishwarupa was acting as their spiritual master, spiritual master of demigods. Um, so Vishwarupa's father, Twashta, became angry with Indra and the demigods, and he conducted a sacrifice to beget a son who could kill Indra. However, in chanting mantras, hymns, he made a slight mistake. uh, Thereby, he got a son, but however, this son will be killed by Indra. Rather than the son would be able to kill Indra, but he now this son who is born of this sacrifice. So in that sacrifice conducted by Twasta, father of Vishwarupa, who appeared, Rudrasura appeared. Rudra means the sky. Is occupying entire sky. He was gigantic personality. So he was huge, and so he had a trident, and he um, went out to fight the demigods, and the demigods were running here and there from the battlefield, and so that time they were in danger, demigods. Then they offered prayers to Lord Vishnu. Demigods headed by Indra, Lord Vishnu um, said to them that don't worry, now you approach Dadichi uh, um, and beg for his body, and using his bones, you make a special weapon. And with that weapon, you would be able to kill uh, Rutrasura. So, in the 10th chapter, we see that demigods headed by King Indra approached Dadichi following the advice of Lord Vishnu and begged for his body. Basically, they're asking him to give up his body. Uh, so, this morning when I was reading earlier today, I was telling Sundar Chaitanya that because of Indra, three great personalities had to give up their body. Vishwarupa had to give up his body. He was killed by Indra. And now they approached Dadichi, who is a great saint. They are begging him to die so that they can use the bones of his body and prepare a special weapon. And of course, they did not kill him, but they're asking him to give up give up his body. And then later on, that King Indra is going to kill Vrutrasura, a wonderful saint, devotee. So three great personalities, so had to die, give up their body. Uh, okay, so Dadichi, when they approached Dadichi, what is the speciality of the Dadichi? Dadichi was chanting Narayan Kavacha, this special prayer, every day. So that's how his body and every part of his body became so strong and auspicious, so powerful. Uh, and Dadichi initially kind of disagreed jokingly, just to see what are they going to see demigods. Yes, he knew that he would agree to give up the body, and but however, he just want to, you know, just say jokingly that mm, um, he would not give, because body is dear. Who would give? Everybody's, everybody's for everybody, the body is dear. So, and the demigods, they said this as a, uh, this one important verse here. Um, so, so I'll just share this verse. So here you can see this verse. If one is unhappy to see the distress of other living beings, yeah, when someone is distressed, we should be unhappy. We should feel unhappy. And we should be happy to see the happiness of other beings. This is the real religion. Hmm? Just like, Lord Shiva, he saw, when he noticed that these demigods were in danger because of the poison coming out of this great ocean. So to mitigate the suffering of the demigods, he underwent suffering. He undergone suffering. He drank it. He kept it there like that. Hmm? Um, so this is actually spoken by Dadichi. You are actually in distress because of this situation, Rutrasura, uh, because he was so powerful and you are not able to fight him. You need some help. Anyway, give up. Anyway, this body at the end of the day eaten by jackals and all other things. So he agreed to give up his body. Um, and using Dadichi Muni's bones, Vishwakarma, he, made a special weapon called um, Vajrayuda or Thunderbolt. Hmm? Um, so it's a very powerful weapon. Vishwakarma created using the bones of Dadichi. Um, but how did the Dadichi Muni give up his body? This is important here. Um, he could give up his body at any time, you see. How great it is. Like, he just focused on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and he gave up his body. Uh, um, so wonderful. He had that power that he could just give up at any time. He did not commit suicide. He just, went into meditation, and, gave up his body, thinking the lotus feet of the Lord, thereby attaining the supreme position. Um, so then, after this, there occurred a great battle between demigods and the demons. So now the demigods became powerful, having this weapon created by Vishwakarma using the bones of the Dichi. So they were very, 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 very powerful. Uh, so when the demigods entered the battlefield, all the demons, they were just, rather than fighting, they were fleeing the battlefield. Hmm? Um, Only Rutrasura was very, uh, brave and standing there. And he's saying to all these demons who are fleeing, and not to do so. It is better, he says there are two wonderful ways to give up one's body. One is give up body while performing bhakti yoga or after performing bhakti yoga. The another is that, give up body on the battlefield. For a kshatriya, it is an ornament, giving up body in the battlefield. So he is encouraging the demons to not to flee. Uh, um, but everybody was fleeing here and there. And but Vrutrasura stood alone to face the demigods. When the demigods saw Vrutrasura's, standing there, they were so afraid. They practically got fainted. Uh, uh, Rudrasura was so gigantic, he was trampling them, crushing them down. And unable to tolerate this, King Indra threw his club at Rudrasura. Mm. So Rudrasura caught the club with his left hand and used it to beat Indra's elephant. And stuck by this club, the elephant, pushed back for many, many yards. Um, so then, while fighting Indra, Vrutrasura, so he remembered how Indra ingeniously killed his brother Vishwarupa just for some material gain, just for accepting the throne. He killed his own spiritual master. Huh? Like that, Rudrasura, remembering the past actions, and then he was thinking about the Lord. He knows that he'll be killed by this thunderbolt because he knew that that weapon is empowered by Lord Vishnu. Hmm? And on the battlefield, he offers beautiful prayers to Lord Vishnu. Hmm? Uh, so we'll recite these prayers. These are very, very beautiful prayers. So the chapter 11. So let me see this one here. Yeah, he says, King, you carry to kill me has been, this weapon is empowered by Lord Vishnu. Hmm. There is no doubt that I shall be killed by the release of your thunderbolt. Lord Vishnu has sided with you. Therefore, your victory, opulence, and all good qualities are assured. So Putrasura is telling Indra that your victory is guaranteed because Lord Vishnu has sided you with you. And you see that this similar verse also appears in Bhagavad Gita. Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanuddara Tatra Shrir Vijayir Bhuti Druvani Tirma Tirmama. Sanjay says at the end, and the last verse of Bhagavad Gita, wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is Arjun, there is victory, opulence, morality. So Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu has sided with Indra. So Vrutrasara is saying, yes, your victory is assured. So he offers beautiful prayers to Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. So I request, so you can make a note. This is 6th canto, 11th chapter. The last 4 verses are extremely beautiful. You can go and spend some time reading the purports, try and memorize the translation or the verse 24, 25, 26, 27. अहं हरे तव पादैकमूला दासानुदासो भवितोऽस्मि भूयः मनस्मरतासु परेर्गुणं स्ते गृणीतवा कर्म करोतु काया. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet? O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes. My words always glorify those attributes, and my body always engage in the loving service of your Lordship. So he's offering these prayers on the battlefield. Nanaka prushtam na chaparameshtyam na sarvabhaumam na rasadipatyam na yoga siddhirapunarbhavam va samanjasatva virahaya kankshe. O my Lord, source of all opportunities, I do not desire to enjoy in Dhruvaloka, the heavenly planet, or the planet where Lord Brahma resides, nor do I want to be the supreme ruler of all the earthly planets or the lower planetary system. I do not desire to be master of the powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. So, serving the lotus feet of the Lord is incomparable. There is no comparison. So, he doesn't want any other position other than serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Ajata paksha iva mataram kagaha tanyam yatavat sattara क्षौदार्ता प्रियं प्रिये प्रियैव व्युष्टं विशन्ना मनोरविन्दाक्ष दिदृक्षते त्वाम्. O lotus-eyed Lord, as baby birds that have not yet developed their wings always look for their mother to return and feed them, as small calves tied with ropes await anxiously the time of milking when they will be allowed to drink the milk of their mothers, or as a morose wife whose husband is away from home always longs for him to return and satisfy her in all respects. I always yearn for the opportunity to render direct service unto you. See, baby birds which have not developed wings, so they always depend on their mother, looking for their mother, just like, small cow also looks for their mother. Baby always depends on the mother. So here, wonderful analogy our Rudrasura gives, that he is also like baby, separated from his father, mother, eternal father and mother. He's having that, earnest desire to see the Lord and take his association, just as the baby bird and calf, or desiring to meet their mother. ममोत्तमश्लोकजनेषु सख्यं संसारचक्रे भ्रमता स्वकर्मभिः त्वन्माययात्मा तं जदराघहेष्वा गेहेष्वा आसक्तचित्तस्य नानाथ भूयात्. O my Lord, my Master, I am wandering throughout this material world as a result of my fruitful act. Therefore, I simply seek friendship in the association of your pious and enlightened devotees. My attachment to my body, wife, children, and home is continuing by the spell of your external energy, but I wish to be attached to them no longer. Let my mind, my consciousness, and everything I have be attached only to you. So this is how Rudrasura offered prayers to the Supreme Lord. Very beautiful. If possible, try and read the purports and memorize. So nice. So, and next chapter talks about Rudrasura's glorious death. So after Rudrasura finished speaking, he released a trident. Let me show the picture, because the picture is worth of 1,000 words, as they say. You can see how gigantic he was shown here. Is shown here, and Indra is riding this Airavata elephant and carrying his thunderbolt. So is Rudrasura carrying a club in one hand, on the other hand, he's holding this massive trident. So he released Rudrasura trident, but using thunderbolt, King Indra made it into pieces, and not only made it into pieces, but at the same time, Indra cut off one of the arms of Rudrasura. Nonetheless, Rudrasura used his remaining arm to strike Indra with iron mace. So when Rudrasura attacked Indra with iron mace, Indra's thunderbolt fell on the ground from the hand. He lost his weapon. Indra was very much ashamed. When your weapon falls on the ground on the battlefield, usually you don't pick it up. Yeah, the other party is victorious, actually, because you are not careful of holding your own weapon. So Indra did not pick up the thunderbolt from the ground, but Utrasura encouraged King Indra to pick it up and fight. And then Utrasura spoke some philosophy here, and encouraged, everything is decided by the Lord. You do your duty. Pick it up. Pick up and fight. So, see, he's saying, I'm not morose. My one arm is broken, cut off. But yet, I'm not morose. I'm fighting. Pick it up and you fight. And then this time Indra was more powerful, and yeah. So and what when Rudrasura released, I think he released once iron mace and the second time iron club. But Indra, he smashed that iron club and also cut off another arm of Rudrasura. Both arms of Rudrasura was cut. So there was no arms which can be used to hold any weapon. But what did Vritrasura do? Uh, he opened his mouth. It was gigantic. Uh, he swallowed Indra along with Airavata and his weapon. Everything was gone into the tummy. And then he swallowed Indra like that, and he went into meditation. He was meditating on the lotus feet of Lord Sankarshan. He was previously devotee of Lord Sankarshan, so he started meditating. But however, Indra, being protected by Narayan Kavacha, given by uh, Vishwarupa, brother of Vritrasura. He was protected by this Narayan Kavacha, was able to protect himself within the womb of, within the body of Vritrasura. And he emerged, uh, out of Vritrasura abdomen, and then with his thunderbolt, Indra cut off the head of Vritrasura. But this thunderbolt, he wanted to separate the head from the body, but it took 365 days, one complete year, for the thunderbolt to cut off Vritrasura's head. 360 days. So when Vritrasura was killed, the Gandharvas, Siddhas in the heavenly planets, they beat kettle drums in jubilation, and they celebrated the power of Indra, and praising Indra and showering the flowers upon him. And so while the demigods looked on, Vritrasura actually entered the transcendent world to become an associate of Lord Sankarshan. So, who is victorious? It's actually Vritrasura, because he finished his material birth, material suffering, the cycle of repeated birth and death. He has finished it here. He went back to Sankarshan, Lord Sankarshan. However, King Indra is still here in the material world. So, but in the next chapter, we see that everybody was happy after Vritrasura was killed by Indra. Actually, Indra refused to kill Vritrasura because he said, initially I offended my Gurudev by not offering obeisance, by not respect. I made one mistake. Then after that, I killed, out of anger. I could not control my anger, and I killed Vishwarupa, another spirit, a great Brahman. Then that time, I was incurred in sinful reaction. But however, I was helped by women, trees, the land, and the water. They took a share of my sin. That's how I was relieved from the sinful reaction. Now, Vritrasura is a great devotee. He's there in front of me, but I don't want to kill him. However, he was encouraged that he didn't want to kill, but however, he was encouraged by, he was requested by other demigods. You have to fight and kill this Vritrasura, otherwise there is no option. He is going to kill us. We are in a battle. So they kind of encouraged King Indra to fight Vritrasura and kill him. So after he was killed, everybody was happy except Indra, because Indra knew that he he had killed a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, and you know, um, he'll be incurred sinful reactions for killing a Brahmana, uh, killing this great devotee. So indeed, um, after this, he saw an old lady. So, uh, if inflicted by tuberculosis, sin personified in the form of old lady started chasing Indra to attack Indra. So Indra ran here and there. Wherever he went, this old lady, sin in the form of sin, basically sin personified, you can call it, chasing Indra. So that time, King Indra uh, had no option. He went to Manas Sarovar Lake. And within the Manas Sarovar Lake, under the protection of Lakshmi Devi, goddess of fortune, he entered into one of the stems and he stayed there for some or other. Looks like the sin personified could not enter that place, hmm? Because it was protected by several people in that area. I think the associates of Lord Shiva, something like that. So he stayed there for 1 year, and that he was, by repenting, he atoned for his sinful actions. Uh, that time, Nahusha um, became the ruler that 1 year because King Indra was in Manasarovar Lake hiding. So Nahusha was making unnecessary proposals to Indra's wife Shachi Devi. However, he was cursed to become a snake. Um, so in the next life, Nahusha became a snake. So after 1 year, Indra came out on the on the request of various sages, and they performed a great sacrifice. And in this way, he was released from the reactions of his sinful killing of a Brahmana. So now Parikshit Maharaj asks a wonderful question. But this kind of devotee, Rudrasura, is very rare. He's a pure devotee. Isn't, how come, he was born in the family of demons? What's his background? Usually demons are, influenced by mode of ignorance and passion. But however, this Rudrasura is a divine demon, is divine personality. And this kind of person is not a normal, ordinary devotee, but an extraordinary devotee. These extraordinary devotees are very rare. So let me read one verse. This is an important verse if you want to. So Parikshit says, what kind of devotees? Muktanamapi siddhanam narayana parayanaha sudurlabaha prashantatma kotishvapi mahamune. Pure devotees are very rare. O great sage, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, among many millions who are liberated and perfect in knowledge of liberation, one may be a devotee of Lord Narayana or Krishna. Such devotees who are fully peaceful are extremely rare. Muktanam api siddhanam. Among many people who have perfected their life and got completely liberated. One may be a devotee of Lord Narayana. Is very rare. So this person is very rare. Is extremely hardcore devotee of Lord Narayan. How is it that in the body of a demon he is like this? So then Parikshit Maharaj, um, when asked Shukadeva Goswami gives the background of Vruttasura. In the past life, this Vruttasura was a king by the name Chitraketu. Hmm? Um, and he had many wives. Hmm? However, he didn't have any children. So for a king, son is very important to have a successor to rule the kingdom. Hmm. So although he had everything, he had, because of lack of any son or any children, he was he was lamenting like anything. So in this world there is a but. There is always a but. Uh, you know, devotee. People say, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this, but there is a but comes. There is a but always. Once one devotee was telling that in Mumbai they live very close by temple. You know, escaping Mumbai traffic is greater than liberation. Uh, so he was saying like, okay, yes, vegetables market is close by, school is close by, temple is close by. This person is expecting, this devotee is expecting, when the bird comes. And that person said, but there are so many mosquitoes in this area. There is a but always in this material world. So although he had several wives, Chitraketu, he didn't have a son. So he was lamenting. Um, and once sage Angira visited the king, and seeing the moroseness, he conducted a sacrifice. Mm. Um, and thereby giving some special prasad, the remnants of sacrifice to the king, and king gave this to this sanctified food prasad to his first wife, Krutajiti, and who gave birth to a son later on. Hmm. So upon the birth of this son, the king was king, and all the residents of the palace were very, very happy. Everybody was happy except the co-wives. Uh, the co-wives were very jealous because he gave this sanctified food prasad to only to his first wife. Mm. She's the best in all respects. So that's why king gave it to her. Now only Kruta Dhyuti has son, but the others don't have son. Mm. So they became jealous, and because of that, they were envious. Uh, and as a result of that, they administered poison to this child. Mm. So um, if we remember, we can connect this to Suniti, Suruchi and Suniti. Dhruva Maharaj's mother's name was Suniti. Uttanapada, he was showing favoritism to his second wife, Suruchi, and neglecting the first wife, Suniti, mother of Dhruva. Mother of Vaifa Suniti was neglected by Uttanapada. So rather than becoming envious of Suruchi, what did Suniti do? She took shelter of Lord Vishnu. Not only she took shelter of Lord Vishnu, she also instructed her son to take shelter of Lord Vishnu rather than becoming envious of Suniti. Uh, um, Here, the co-wives, however, becoming envious of Krutadyuti, administered poison. So, as a result of that, Ketu was in great lamentation. He was shocked by the death of his son. Imagine, no son for a long time, and then the only one son uh, now died, left him. So, so while he was in great lamentation, Narada Muni and Angira went to see him. So, so uh, Shukadeva Goswami is giving the background to Rudrasura, who was Rudrasura in the past life. So Rudrasura was Chitraketu, and then Chitraketu's story is being narrated. Okay, so we'll move on to the next chapter. The saints Narada and Angira, they instruct King Chitraketu. You are thinking your father, but actually it's only the Supreme Lord is everyone's father. Uh, um, you are not the real father. The Supreme Lord is the real father. Um, and they, when both sages have enlightened in Chitraketu in the spiritual matters, especially uh, you know it's the body and soul concept is given, and they actually reminded Chitraketu that he was a great devotee in the past life as well. And Narada Muni said that he's going to give him a special mantra, with which he can worship Lord Sankarshan and um, and see Lord Sankarshan face to face in 7 days by chanting this mantra. Hmm? So he says that in the past, Lord Shiva also chanted this mantra and attained the feat of Sankarshan. So, uh, so my dear king, attentively receive from me this mantra, which is very auspicious. Hmm? Like that, he instructed the mantra to special mantra to Chitraketu. Um, Not only that, but Narada Muni kind of brought the dead child back. Uh, so he asked, with his mystic transcendental power, he kind of made the dead body come back to life. I mean, the soul re-enter into the dead body, and this child um, spoke uh, to Chitraketu and his mother, Krutadyuti, that in which life you are my parents. I had a body of vegetable ones, body of demigods. I was in different bodies, and in each body, in each birth I had different parents. Are you the true parents? These, saying like this, these relationships are temporary, like that. They mentioned child speaks like that, and Chitraketu, became enlightened with that, and he chanted the mantra, and he saw Lord Sankarshan face to face in 7 days. With Sankarshan, they also so uh, at, yeah, with Sankarshan, he also seen Kumaras. Kumaras were sitting next to Sankarshan. Let me show this picture. This is Chitraketu Maharaj, Sankarshan, Lord Sankarshan, and four Kumaras were sitting there. And Chitraketu offered beautiful prayers to Lord Sankarshan. And Sankarshan also, Lord Sankarshan, given him spiritual knowledge. And Chitraketu became the rulers of Vidyadhara planet. Uh, so while moving in an airplane, aerial mansion, always chanting the glories of the Lord, he was surrounded by the Vidyadhara, women of Vidyadhara. Hmm? But he was always chanting the glories of the Lord. So once he was going uh, in the aerial space, so he came to the Sumeru mountain. And that's where he saw Lord Shiva giving a discourse to the sages headed by Narada, Kumaras, like that. Um, so, but however, that time when Lord Shiva was giving discourse to the sages, Mother Parvati was sitting on his lap. Um, so, seeing this scene, um, the sages were fine, Kumaras were fine, Narada Muni was also fine. However, um, Chitraketu um, kind of criticized Lord Shiva um, hmm, for this act. How come you are a great devotee, and how come you are doing this when you are lecturing? How come you're making your wife sit on your lap? um, and Lord Shiva kept quiet. Uh, um, so this is different from Daksha. Daksha was envious of Lord Shiva in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Uh, um, so, but Lord Shiva kept quiet, and the sages did not close their ears, and leave the place. Ideally, if someone is offending, if you are, if a devotee being criticized, you should leave that place immediately. There are two, three things you can do. Either you should try to cut off the tongue of that person. If you can't do that, leave the place with closing your ears. And if you can't do any of these things, you must give up your body. You remember how Mother Sati gives up her body? Yes, because of Daksha. She could not go back to Lord Shiva because Lord Shiva said that you don't go because you will not be respected. Because being my wife, your father will not respect you. So she saw Lord Shiva being offended, and she couldn't go back to Lord Shiva. So she gave up her body like that. Sages did not do anything, neither closed their ears nor left that place. However, Mother Parvati became angry, and she cursed him to be born in a demonic family. And Chitraketu, after hearing the curse, he got down from the airplane and said to Parvati that I accept your curse, and so although I'm not, I haven't done anything wrong. Um, you cursed me in this material world. Uh, you know, this, these things are common. So I'll accept your curse. I'll accept your curse. Um, so after that, Mother, you are now unnecessarily angry, but since all my happiness and distress are destined by my past activities, I do not let to be excused or relieved from your curse. Although what I have said is not wrong, please let whatever you think is wrong to be pardoned. So he begged forgiveness also. Uh, and then Chitraketu left that place. Lord Shiva spoke some of the very beautiful verses um, here in this connection. He says, my dear Parvati, my dear beautiful Parvati, have you seen the greatness of the Vaishnavas? Being servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, they, they are great souls and are not interested in any kind of material happiness. This is the famous verse. Devotees solely engaged in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, hellish planets are all same. So for devotee, heaven, hell, liberation are the same. Hmm? So he praised Chitraketu Maharaj. Hmm? So, and this Chitraketu, um, and why this happened, we discussed when we were discussing these chapters. Um, it is mentioned by acharyas that there was a little bit tinge of pride in Chitraketu Maharaj that he achieved this great position of servant of Sankarshan. So Lord Sankarshan wants to um, make the entire journey of Chitraketu Maharaj quicker. So Lord has arranged this entire scenario for Chitraketu Maharaj. Hmm? So that Lord is not able to tolerate the separation from Chitraketu Maharaj. Lord wants him to be back soon. That's how Lord arranged this entire pastime of Mother Parvati cursing Chitraketu. And Shukadeva Goswami says that's how Chitraketu Maharaj was cursed to be born as a demon, and now he became Rudrasura. So that's how the uh, chapter 17 chapter ends. 18th chapter talks about Mother Diti. Um, just 2-3 minutes, we will conclude this. So, while describing the descendants of Diti, Shukadev Goswami tells Maharaj Parikshit that um, there were 49 sons called Maruts. They were elevated to the position of demigods. So Parikshit Maharaj asked, generally the descendants of Diti are demonic in nature, but now you are saying these 49 sons of Diti were elevated to the post of demigods. How? So then Shukadev Goswami explains the story here that Diti served her husband nicely for a long time, and when he was pleased with her service, she asked him for a boon, that she would like to have a son who can kill Indra. So her husband um, said that he tricked her, saying that you engage, you do a payovrata ceremony. Is this no? Um, Pumsavana vrata. Yes, payovrata ceremony was performed by Aditi to beget Vamandev. This is a Pumsavan Vrata. So there is a ritual, and in this, you worship Lord Vishnu for 1 year. And there are some do's and don'ts. And if you break any of the rules, the son, the son who will be born will be friend of Indra rather than enemy of Indra. So Mother Aditi was trying to follow the rules and regulation nicely. And while she was doing this worship of Lord Vishnu for 1 year, Indra was also helping her, and Indra was trying to find a fault, and so that he will do something mischief. So only once, Diti made a small mistake, in that after eating prasad, she forgot to wash her mouth, hands, and feet, and also she slept at the time of twilight. This was a fault, according to that protocol. Indra entered into the womb of Diti, and so he knows that if the child comes out, then that person will become my enemy, and that person will kill me. So better I'll kill. So Indra cut the embryo into 7 pieces, but for his surprise, they became 7 children. So he was astonished, and he cut each child into 7 pieces again. But again, each piece became a child. That's how 7 times 7, 49 children were formed within the womb. And when Diti woke up, he saw 49 children, and along with Indra. So Indra later explained, and so Indra accepted these 49 children as his, subordinates, and they were elevated to the position of demigods. They were collectively known as Maruts, wind gods. And so it is, she wanted only one son, but Lord Vishnu gave her 49 sons. Why the embryo was not killed by Indra? Because she worshipped Lord Vishnu. So and she was also happy. She was transformed. Initially, she had that enmity towards Indra, but by worshipping Lord Vishnu, she was transformed, fully transformed. Um, and the last chapter of the 6th canto explains the ritualistic ceremony of this Pumsavana Vrata, how to do the various ritualistic procedure. Entire procedure is given. Basically, worshipping Mother Lakshmi and Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. This is a Lakshmi Narayana worship. Every day that you do, you feed the Vaishnavas, and so you satisfy the Lord. That's how the entire 6th canto ends. So we conclude 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So thank you very much for your continuous attendance on these classes. So Krishna willing, we will begin 7th canto from next week onwards. Thank you very much. And Hare Krishna, Grandharaj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaurav Hari Hari.
Oh, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare